So I don't really label myself, but I guess the best box to put me in would be pansexual.
Okay. How would you describe your sexuality?
I would say it's very open.
So I would describe myself as heterosexual, cis woman.
I am attracted to women as well, but I haven't dated a woman and I'm not sure if I would necessarily. I mean, I guess I just haven't met a woman that I would. So yeah, somewhere in between.
I think I'm pretty straight as far as I know.
I think I'm heterosexual.
Yeah.
But I think I've never really explored.
I took one of these like tests that go with like what's one side is homosexual and another side is heterosexual, and you answer all this series of questions, and I on the spectrum I was 93% heterosexual and 7% homosexual. So
I came out as bi when I was 22. I'd always sort of, from about 15, I think I recognised I wasn't straight.
you know, where I would put myself, how I wouldn't really label myself, but I'm attracted to women.
I'm pansexual, but I like everything. Like, I always just liked personality. So for me, like, I'm sapiosexual. I really like people who are like intelligent. If I can have a really good conversation with someone, like, whew, I'm so happy. But like, my sexuality is like, if I like you as a person and I put my hand in your pants consensually, I'm happy with whatever I'm pulling out or finding. I don't mind.
I would identify, I don't know, I would identify as straight, but I think that's just on my experience. But I know that I have been attracted to women. I have had like sexual attraction to women, but I've never had sex with a woman.
I try to avoid labels right now, but I would say that I'm bi. I, for the most part, I'm into men. I've only been in relationships with men, but it took a while for me to realize that, oh, I might be into girls too.
I go under the label of hetero flexible, but I feel like I'm somewhere between hetero flexible and pansexual.
Yeah, and just for maybe to describe to people that don't know what that means, how would you describe pansexual?
So pansexual is the idea that I don't see an individual's genitals or sex, I see their personality. So I could love someone who's a man, who's a woman, who identifies as the opposite sex that they were born as, who are non-binary, anyone and anything, I basically kind of say, compared to bisexual, which is just man or woman.
Yep. What were your standards of a relationship growing up? What was the norm?
Everyone I know in America's parents are divorced. I don't know anyone whose parents are together.
I haven't been in a lot of relationships myself, so I guess like when I was growing up, when I was in school, it was like all my friends' parents were divorced.
So I think I got a much better understanding of relationships, healthy and non-healthy relationships, the older I got, like 18 and over.
Definitely like man, woman. I think it's got so much better now, but like everything that you see in the media, TV and all of that, it was very much like you get married, man and woman get married and they have a baby and buy a house and they live together. And that was very much what I was seeing everywhere.
The older I've gotten, I realized that a good relationship is one that you feel comfortable enough to be yourself in, one that you trust one another and you can be totally honest, no matter if honesty isn't always the easiest thing to share with your partner.
It wasn't specified, but it was modeled. And I would say, you know, and it, much to how I grew up talking about sex, I think just realizing that, you know, straight is not the entire bag was obvious. It was also something that kind of became apparent when I was having sex. I started having sex really young, like just when I had turned 13. And I had my first threesome when I was 16. And at the time, it seemed totally normal. It seemed like, and also I remember thinking it didn't count as cheating because it was kind of something outside what my relationship was.
I've definitely changed my standards of a relationship and gotten a much better idea of like what's healthy and what's not.
I expect a lot better
somebody else.
What sort of advice would you give to someone who's facing negativity regarding their sexuality?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a tough one. I think you've just got to. I don't really know. Yeah, I think it's such a tough one.
I mean, it's really difficult. It's so circumstantial where that's happening, how they're feeling about it. Are they vulnerable? You know, are they in a very vulnerable situation? I think trying to talk to somebody, try to talk to a trusted adult, maybe if it's someone who's kind of a young person or a child.
To really cherish and stick to the people that are accepting of you and your real friends and family members who support you and encourage you and love you unconditionally. Like, remember those people exist.
I would say the best way is to arm yourself with the knowledge about your sexuality.
Yeah, it's a hard one, that, because if it's not happened to you, what do you think?
I would kind of say to any LGBT+ students, if you feel empowered enough to do so, really kind of push for your school to include LGBT identities the whole way through curriculum, so kind of tying it in at every single point they can, rather than just saying LGBT, putting everyone in a day over there and forgetting about it, ticking the box off.
So, I'm Jenny, I am the editor-in-chief of Cover Magazine, which is Queen Mary University of London's on-campus magazine as well as online.
So I'm happy and I host workshops that get people talking about vulvas using cupcakes magazine.
I'm Susie. I founded a project called Teaching the Talk, currently at University of Newcastle, first year.